Batman v Superman should have been the ultimate superhero showdown, but instead it crashed and burned. Everyone talks about the Martha moment, the dark tone, or Eisenberg's Lex, but the real reason this movie failed is way bigger than all of that. Once you see it, you'll realize the whole film never stood a chance. But starting off with Superman, I feel like a lot of my issues from Man of Steel does carry over here, but I do feel like Henry Cavill, or more specifically, Zack Snyder's writing was a little bit better for Superman, the character, than it was for Man of Steel, at least from my opinion. He was a little bit less broody, and I think Henry Cavill did the best with what he had. He still wasn't perfect, as it was still very much broody. He let bad guys go to catch Batman that had a rocket launcher. That just seems like again, pretty big breach of character. And I don't understand that after the events of Man of Steel, this movie takes place 18 months later, why the people of Metropolis would, one, build a statue of him after he kind of wrecked shop, and then two, why they would almost worship him again at this level when
I get the worshiping
he was such a terrible character. Like, I get it. Like, if it's out of fear, sure, but wasn't shown as out of fear.
I don't think it's out of fear. I mean, humans throughout history, we've been known to worship just all sorts of. I mean, there are people in Argentina. Right,
sure, it's just so undeserved.
And I'm not calling out Argentinians. I'm just making a point. There are people in Argentina and Mexico. Someone's an amazing soccer player, and they'll worship that person as gods. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that they would worship Superman. I don't agree with Griff that he's less broody here. I think he's far more.
I saw him smile once. That's one more time than Man of Steel.
Yeah,
that's the entire reason.
Like, he's always down on his luck here. He's and of course, that's the kind of Superman that I like. I mean, I like a more serious Superman. I don't agree with him letting a guy with a rocket launcher go so he could, have his heart-to-heart with Batman. I thought that was stupid as hell.
Super speed.
I still do really like Henry Cavill in the role. I think he looks very much the part. Every time that dude, shows up in the suit, I'm like, that looks like Superman. I understand why people would, worship him. And do all these kind of things. That scene is very reminiscent in my mind where some families, they're flooding. It's probably Texas or Oklahoma or some shit. And they just draw the Superman emblem on the roof.
That one I get. It's just the
stuff like that. The statue, I agree with you. That shit makes no sense whatsoever. It would have made more sense after this movie than in this movie, given the previous movie. But I still think that Henry Cavill did the best he could with this script, and as you said very eloquently, with Zack Snyder's writing, which is all over the damn place here. But there are things about this movie that I really enjoy. First, Batman. When Ben was announced, the amount of backlash that he got, which is, Griffin says this best, no matter who, if I got cast as Batman, the internet would fucking lose their minds. No matter who gets the role, people just, I was like, that's the Daredevil dude. But the guy has a Batcave in his house. I remember the first image that Zach released, which is a photo that he took. And it's just Batman, and everyone went nuts and shut their mouths because he was in the gray and black suit standing in front of the Batmobile. It was just a black and white image.
It's a good image.
The world lost their damn minds. And I knew then, I was like, that is it. Say what you want about the movie, like it, dislike it, and I'll die on this hill. My number one favorite character, superhero of all time, is Batman. And to this date, Ben Affleck has given at least me the best live action representation of Batman that I've ever seen. He played a phenomenal Bruce Wayne. I don't give a damn. You could have your own opinion, but you're wrong. Great Bruce Wayne. Phenomenal. Best live action Batman. Best live action suit. That suit is fucking perfect. I don't know why they made the choice to upgrade it or change it up, even the color scheme in what follows.
Flash.
They should have left that shit alone. This is one of those examples that if it's not broken, don't fix it. They didn't need to add anything to this damn suit. It was perfect. The Batcave looked great. It was a fucking cave. We got a Batcave. We didn't get a stupid ass warehouse somewhere. Wayne Manor is, well, I'll talk about Wayne Manor in a bit. Great Batcave. Batmobile looks phenomenal except for one thing. And the explanation as to why it's actually not black is fucking dumb. Zack Snyder said that, it's been around for 20 years and wear and tear. I'm not the world's greatest car guy in the world, but I know car guys, and I know enough to know that 20 years won't just disappear your entire paint job like that, no matter what you
Not
put
to
your
mention,
damn
he's a
car through.
fucking millionaire. You can paint your car. I feel like that's the easiest thing to do for upkeep for the Batmobile is just painting it.
Oh, and look, this is Bruce Wayne, one of the richest men in the world and one of the smartest men in the world. He's not gonna have 20-year-old tech just lying around. The Batmobile would have been upgraded at least 3 times by now. So that, but again, aesthetically, I really dug this Batmobile. I thought it was great. I have it.
Honestly, if it was just gray and it was never black, I still would have been okay with it. But the fact that it did start black is just why does he clarify these things?
I would have preferred. I like my Batmobile.
Yeah, I prefer the black. I agree. But the gray does not look bad. If it's purposeful, it does not look bad. But it's obviously battle damaged.
Great Batman, great Batcave, great Bruce Wayne. A lot of people are like, yeah, he's not that great of Bruce Wayne. You're wrong. He is.
He was a great Bruce Wayne. Because, I mean, one of the things that he did tremendously well is he has, like in that one party scene, I'm sorry for interrupting, but in that one party scene, like, the pain in his eyes of, like, putting up with of everyday people being Bruce Wayne, when he goes off on his own to, like, go and sell the drive. When I get dragged to
any fucking get-together party or...
Yeah. I just... Like... That mask drops. He did such a good job with his facial expressions with it.
Ben Affleck is a lot of people don't like Ben Affleck, but he's a phenomenal actor. He's a great scriptwriter. He's a great director, and he understands this character like none of the other actors that played him before. You guys need to lay off a little bit off of Christian Bale. He was a good Batman. He wasn't great, and he didn't have that. He had that stupid voice thing. Ben was in conversations. He was like, "Hey, man, I don't want to, get throat cancer. Can we this is Batman we're talking about. Can we add some sort of tech?" And that's where the microphone thing comes in. And it makes sense. I mean, why would you sit there and throw out your voice? The dude looks... I'm a big fan, and I've said this in anytime we talk about Batman the Animated Series. The dude looks very Jim Lee-ish, very Batman the Animated Series. He's just big, strong, stoic. And again, I've said this numerous times. This is the first time I've ever laid eyes on Batman. I'm like, that's seriously a dude I would not want to fight. Especially in like some dark ass alley. I mean, every scene you see him in, whether you like the movie or not, that's the biggest Batman we've ever seen in live action. He would fucking crush Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, rest in peace. George Clooney would just get obliterated. Christian Bale, nowhere near the size of Ben Affleck's a big dude. He put in the work. A lot of people are like, oh, he's big, he's bloated, dude. When he got cast for this movie, the amount of work I think he put on like 100 pounds of just muscle for the role. Yeah, there's padding there, but every superhero has padding. But again, dead perfect with Batman. It's one of the greatest things Zack Snyder's ever done is cast Ben Affleck as Batman and give us this comic book accurate fucking Batsuit.
Yeah, I agree with everything Edward said. There's a couple things I do want to add on top of it. I do like how this is a much more seasoned Batman. He's been going on for 20 years, and I like seeing the hints and the little Easter eggs as you go throughout this movie. The hints to Harvey Dent, the Joker. I really like that. I love those Easter eggs. I wish we got to see more of it, but of course, DCEU was major flop.
Before we move on, what you just said, you said something earlier about Ben's ability to like, just in his eyes, emotion. That one scene where he's in the Batcave and he walks by the Robin suit that's all burnt up and it's got Joker paint all over it. There's not a single fucking word uttered. But the way he looks at it and his eyes, the pain. Yeah. We didn't even have to have a flashback of the Joker beating Robin to death. We know. That's why Batman is as fucked up as he is in this movie.
And that's one thing that was my next point I really liked is that scene. And one thing funny enough, one thing I did like Zack Snyder clarifying was that was originally the Dick Grayson Robin suit. He's the one who died, and since then, there have been no Robins. I like that. I like how there's only been one Robin, because it's, even in the comics, it's so unrealistic. But although I do like the Bat family, think of it from like a realism standpoint, even though it is very fantasy, science fiction, 100% get that. But if you have your kid die, you're really not going to go out and adopt more, especially in that brutal of a situation when it is... We don't know the context, but Batman believing it's his fault, you're not going to go... Yeah, you're not going to go get another kid.
He put him out. He put him in danger.
Exactly.
It's his fault.
So I love that. There's only been one. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing I don't like specifically about Batman, though, I hate the Bat branding. Hate the Bat branding so goddamn much. have no words for it. It's terrible. I don't like Batman killing. He kills in this movie. It's Zack Snyder likes the realism and the very dark tones. They had to make him darker than Superman. Didn't like it. I think it's a little step too far, but
I can deal with the branding because I understand Batman's train of thought in this sense. Again, he's coming after 20 years. Robin was brutally murdered.
Yeah, he's super jaded.
I can kind of get that. What I do not like, and I'll stand on this. And again, I'm a Batman guy at core. You know, Jim Lee, Frank Miller, all of that junk. I don't like Batman killing because essentially it makes him a least effective Punisher. Because he kind of kills kind of an accident, but he doesn't premeditate it.
He purposely kills people in this movie.
Well, yeah,
100%.
He does, but not to the effect of Punisher. Like Punisher's there because he's like,
true.
You're a fucking pedophile, you're a drug dealer. I sought you out. I'm going to kill you. It's more convenient for Batman the way he does it here. I don't like him killing no matter what the circumstances. Also, one of the biggest things I don't like about this movie leads into him killing is he starts off planning like hardcore, sitting in the Batcave like, I've got to figure out a way to kill this mother. He premeditates how to kill Superman. And when he gets a hold of kryptonite, spoiler alert, if you
Batman's 100% in the wrong.
Dude, he's in there like building spears and like gas bombs and
grenades.
And his entire purpose at this point, he even has a full length conversation with Alfred and Alfred's trying to talk him out of it, like, dude, you know, we don't do this. And he was like, we've always been criminals, Alfred. About how he's in the right and he needs to kill Superman. And I gotta say, the way he delivers the lines, Ben Affleck, I understand why he's thinking that way, and he almost convinces me as an audience, but I still think he's wrong when he's like, this guy could burn the world down in a heartbeat if he wanted to. We have to take that as an absolute must, and we got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's fully convicted that he has to get rid. Like the whole point of
because he knows the evils of humanity.
Yeah, he has to get rid of Superman. He's fully convinced that he's got to get rid of him. I like that. I don't like him wanting to kill, and what I really hate is what comes later.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like we said this in Man of Steel. I know we're going to say it again here, so let's get it out of the way. If we detach this at all from DC and just have this be its own unique thing, this movie would be a lot better. Like, we're going to get into it with Lex. Batman here, I think, would be better. Superman, as we said with Man of Steel, would be better. But one thing real quick, that's Batman adjacent, and there's two actors I want to talk about in particular. The first one is Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. God, how much I would have loved to see him as Flashpoint Batman. I would have fucking loved that. That would have been perfect.
It's the first time he gets a cool dad.
I know, and I would have loved that.
His dad's always just been some, kind of okay dude in the background. He's got a cool dad this time around, and Zach and even Jeffrey spoke in interviews about how the entire point was to get to what Griffin just said. Never fucking happened.
Would have loved that.
Also, he's got
another one. Another one I love, and this is probably my favorite Alfred, I think, is Jeremy Irons. I love Jeremy Irons. He is an amazing actor, and I think his iteration here is so well done. I love his banter with Bruce, the wit, the sarcasm, the jokes, because that is Alfred. He's supposed to be this witty butler, supposed to take care of Bruce. It's his surrogate father, although he'll never get to that point. Alfred will never really let himself feel like he's Batman's father. I love the interactions. I love Jeremy Irons in this role. He felt so natural. The chemistry between him and Ben Affleck was so well done. Perfect.
Absolutely.
So good.
I really love the part where he tells him flat out, he's like, since the age of 12, you've been, able to martial arts, spine, and stuff like that. He's like, but you've never been any good at lying to me. And he flat out tells him that to his face. He's like, I'm not believing your bullshit. What are you actually after? And then Batman has to come clean. Notice I say Batman because, again, I love the fact that Bruce Wayne's the mask.
But then we move on to Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I will say this before I start. I don't think any of this is Jesse Eisenberg's fault. I think he's a tremendous actor. I just think what Zach wanted, it's not necessarily what people really wanted to see. I think, again, if you disconnect Lex from previous Lex Luthor, it's his own unique thing.
Even if you disconnect it from this, that shit was weird.
I think I'm definitely in the minority here. I liked his iteration of Lex Luthor. Again, separate from DC. I think it was very unhinged and creepy and a little over the top, yes, but I liked that. I liked how throughout this entire movie he knew that Clark Kent was Superman, and you could definitely see that in his interactions. And I like
He also knew that Batman was that Bruce Wayne was Batman.
Yeah. I liked his philosophy. I think his... God, the third act is fucking awful. But I liked everything before that he did. I think that all makes sense. I like the plan and how he manipulated Superman and Batman this entire movie. Again, third act sucks.
It's also fucking
get to that
stupid.
later.
I can understand him, and of course this is me being biased. I can
But this is
understand him manipulating
Batman that's
Superman.
drowning in wanting to kill Superman. He is so blind in this moment.
Being manipulated by this little shit, I don't think that's that. I mean, Batman's gone up against again. This is Batman who's gone up against Scarecrow, the Riddler, Joker.
Yeah, I mean,
to
again,
get manipulated by
the
this
writing's
little
weird.
Shit, yeah, I strongly disagree with Griffin. Again, nothing against Jesse Eisenberg. I'm not one of these guys that's like, fuck
It's
the
the
actor,
writing.
let's find out where he lives and beat his ass. No, he did this. He did his job. He showed up, got paid, did his job. The writing for this character. First of all, I don't like a single thing this kid wears. Every time I saw him, I never.
The wig also fucking sucks. That wig's awful.
I didn't even know that was a wig. I thought this fucker grew out his hair like that. I wouldn't put it past him. I just never understood his iteration. He was just. I got the sense. This might have just been me. I don't know. Every time I've seen this movie, I'm like, did his dad beat him? Was he just this horrible father, or did he like sexually abuse him at times? I don't know what the hell kind of vibes I got from this kid. He's just like this. My dad threw me in the closet type, and beat me. Maybe touched me. I don't know. He's always. He can't stand still. His fucking jittering. Even that one time where he's like hitting the table, and even the senator's like, fucking stop. You know, the whole thing with the peach tea thing. The little red capes are coming. I never understood the iteration. I don't like him. He was a mixture of Jim Carrey's Riddler and I don't know what else, man. And just what he wears is obnoxious as fuck. Especially that like grandpa sweater thing he's got on. It just not the Lex Luthor I was expecting.
That's fair.
I didn't have an issue when he was cast because I was like, he's a good actor. Let's see what he does. Don't like his iterations. Probably one of the things I hate the most about this fucking movie is Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Fair.
One thing though with that is the third act of this movie, especially with Lex Luthor, is inherently flawed. It makes absolutely no sense. His entire point and challenge for Superman is that you cannot be all good or all powerful. Because if you're all good, you cannot be all powerful. And if you're all powerful, you cannot be all good. That's the challenge. You have to kill Batman, prove that you're not all good, or fail to save your mother. Can't be all good. But I feel like Man of Steel in the previous events of this movie proved Superman is not all powerful. He failed to save Metropolis. He failed to save the people in the desert. And then he failed to see the bomb in the Capitol. I feel like it's very clearly established Superman is not all powerful and cannot save everyone. So I think his challenge here just makes absolutely no sense. Not to mention, again, Superman has fucking super speed and X-ray vision. He could find his mother in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the whole point, I really thought from the first trailer, I really thought that the whole reason why these two, Titans were going to go at it was simply based on Batman being who he is and Superman saying, I don't agree with you. That would have been a lot better than this whole
And they set that up
thing.
too in this movie.
That's why that would have been a lot better. Batman's dark. He's out there branding mofos. He beats them, turns their bones into dust. Superman is this lighthearted hero who helps old ladies cross the street. He doesn't align with what Batman's, and for some reason they would have met up in the city, and then they're like, dude, I don't agree with you, and Batman being Batman would have been like, that's tough shit. And that would have been a start of what obviously that animosity would have had to build up to the point where they fought. But you kidnapped my mom, and so now you're making me go after this dude, and this dude's already there. I mean, Batman's purpose is lined up from the very first scene. He doesn't like him. He blames him for what happened in Metropolis. He had a building in Metropolis. Some of his employees died.
Which I don't know why they weren't evacuated, but
he thinks he thinks Superman's a dick and he needs to be dealt with. That makes sense. Okay, I'm here. My butt's in the seat. Why Batman feels how he feels about Superman, I understand. Why Superman's like, oh no, I gotta go investigate Gotham and this bat, and he's out there branding. But why he even gives a shit to go to Gotham and start doing that when he lives in Metropolis? The fuck are you doing, dude?
Like, I mean, as you said, he wanted to investigate the brain because he didn't see him as a good
why,
guy.
though?
It's just...
I get that, but why? Like, what started that? Like, dude, you're in Metropolis. Like, go see what's happening at the fucking 7-Eleven down the street, or Iraq or some shit. You're a reporter, dude. Why do you give a crap about your,
This iteration of Superman is very selfish.
The whole Martha thing. Let's just get into it. That
sucks.
fucking didn't make any sense.
Oh my god.
So Batman shows up and he's all Frank Millered up. Batman Returns. He's got his comic book accurate fucking armor. He's got all these traps laid out for Superman. Superman shows up because Lex Luthor's like, if you don't go bring me to Batman's head, which is fucking stupid, I'm gonna kill your mom. Again, he could have just been like, where's my mom? Been there in a second and fucked all those dudes up in that warehouse because he's got super speed. But all right, let's forget that. So he shows up. They start this fight. He starts wrecking Batman's, little traps, as he should because he's Superman. Then they get to the fucking rooftop. Batman starts gassing him with kryptonite. And then he starts beating the shit. Because that's what would happen. Fuck all of you Superman fans who want to defend this. Oh my god, Batman could never. Yes, he could. And he has in the comics and in the cartoons and now in BVS. And he'll do so again in James Gunn's iteration. Because James Gunn reads comics. If he gets a hold of kryptonite, he's going to fuck your boy up. That's just what happens. And of course, the gas starts to wear off. And then Superman gets up and starts to, regain his strength and starts gaining the upper hand on Batman. And then Batman I love that. He's just like... gasses his ass again and starts mopping the fucking floor with him. They go through an alley, up a roof, down a whole abandoned fucking building. Thank God they chose an abandoned building because people would have died. And then Batman would have been a hypocrite because you're fighting Superman and you're causing chaos.
He's already a hypocrite.
He starts beating the shit out of him. They're like in these bathrooms. He picks up this like sink and starts... no mercy. Like Superman's like at his weakest. He can't even... He's struggling to get up. Batman's just like, boom. They get to this point where he tosses him over a fucking stairwell, ties his ass up by the ankles, and fucking just spins his ass around. He pulls out that lance. At this point in his mind, he's like, I'm doing the right thing. He's about to kill him. He's going to stab him. And that's fucked up. He scars him. He's like, yeah, told you you'd bleed. Superman's laying there like, all fucking helpless. He's all gassed up. And then Superman's like, you're letting them kill Martha. And then Batman's like, and I get, before you guys get on the fucking comments and they're like, you don't understand it. Both their moms are named... I know.
Which fucking sucks.
I fucking know. I know that what's his name? Superman's mom is Martha, and I know that fucking Bruce Wayne's mom is also Martha. But my mom's named Carmen. Just because you yelled out Carmen, if I was really that mad, that wouldn't stop me from beating the shit out of you. I don't. And
not to mention, we've seen the interviews too with Zack Snyder explaining about Batman seeing now the humanity in Superman. It's all just
that's all bullshit. I mean,
it's bullshit.
Even Ben Affleck was like, the script said that when he heard his mother's name, it just made him think of that's a better explanation than everything fucking Zack said. So if you see the beginning of the movie when Martha gets shot, she falls to the ground. Thomas tries to reach for her and says Martha and then dies. That's why in what Ben Affleck explained, he was like, that's why it made sense to me because the last words my father said were Martha. So when he says Martha, it just triggers something. It's still not enough. He stops. They get back up. He's like, and then
now they're best friends.
He's all apologetic about shit. He's like, I'm sorry. I just spent the last 10 minutes of the movie beating your ass.
And also, for those about to say it, the Ultimate Edition of this movie doesn't make it better.
No.
That's definitely not make the scene better at all.
After what I just said, then he's literally like, yeah, so sorry for just wrecking you through this whole building, but let me go save your mom. But I don't have fucking super speed. But, Alfred's like, yeah, I've located the warehouse. And then Batman kills like 60 people. When he shows up, any one of you guys who's okay with Batman showing up and just punishing the fuck out of these dudes, I just question your opinion. I mean, he shows up, he blows up everything that's outside. Just they're all dead. Not one of those dudes survived. And then he shows up and has the coolest. Still, I'm yin and yang with fucking Zack Snyder because that is the coolest bat scene live action ever. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
And then there's Wonder Woman. She did not need to be in this movie. Did not need to be here, and this still would have been okay. She was definitely forced in. Studio execs wanted her in the movie. They wanted this movie in a very different direction from how it was originally supposed to go. Definitely aware of that, but have to Have to talk about the movie as it is, not what it should have been or what it could have been. This is how it was. She didn't need to be here. I have a lot of opinions about Gal Gadot. In this movie, she did her job. I don't really have anything great or bad to say about her. I do have a couple of questions, though. There's a line in this movie, I only question it because Zack Snyder was heavily involved in the Wonder Woman movie, and then, of course, he's heavily involved in Zack Snyder's Justice League. His name's in the goddamn title. Is that there's a line saying that she's killed otherworldly beings before, but she hasn't. She hasn't killed any. It's a nitpick, 100% a nitpick. Like, the gods that she killed, those are from Earth, as confirmed from Zack Snyder's Justice League. But also, my biggest thing with here, and I know they did it as a joke, but this joke fucking sucked. Wonder Woman shows up to the fight with Doomsday.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I forgot about Doomsday till right now. God damn it. But yeah, Wonder Woman shows up, and then Batman and Superman have this back and forth, and Batman says, "Who's she? I thought she was with you." After sending her a picture with her in costume, ogling over her the entire goddamn movie, why do you think it's someone else? Why do you think Superman sent her if you're the only one who's been interacting with her this entire goddamn movie?
I don't think
it's dumb.
I don't think he doesn't recognize her. I just think it's that. I think it's a stupid
dumb.
It's a stupid joke. As Griff said, he's interacted with her. She stole his hard drive. They had that thing. They've been flirting with one another for the better part of the movie, and now he's like, "Is she with you?" And Superman's like, "I thought she was with you." And I was like, "You guys are both fucking
bullshit.
stupid."
Yeah.
I do say, I don't have a bad thing to say about Wonder Woman in this movie. I don't think she was needed. I'll agree with Griffin. I don't think she was needed. But again, fucking executives, they just wanted to blow their load, and they were like, "No, we have to hurry up and catch up to Marvel." And I remember the first official reveal of her in costume. I was like, yeah, I already knew she was hot, so I'm locked in. She's great in the role. Her interactions here with Bruce Wayne, those are some of her best actings. I mean, every time she's
it's
on
her
screen
only
with Bruce Wayne, she's great. I don't know if maybe she just needs to act more with Ben, if that's what helps her, but it's great. She looks great in the role, and when she fights, man, does she wreck shop.
That's true. With that, okay, I'll let you continue. Sorry, but
I really don't know what. So you have Superman, you have Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman's got all of her powers, except flight for some fucking reason, and so Batman's just there with his little like gas grenade thing. He's got like 2 left. What should have happened is Batman should have gone and got that fucking spear, and Batman should have stabbed.
Great, I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Batman should have stabbed this fucking thing, not...
No, Wonder Woman should have. 100% should have been
Batman
Wonder Woman.
or Wonder Woman, either one of those two, not fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Let's go to Doomsday.
Fuck Doomsday. Fuck that so much.
So, before we dive into Doomsday, I have to... I know it seems like I'm trashing Zack. I actually like Zack Snyder. 300 is one of my favorite movies. But Griff said it best at the beginning of our video. Why some of his explanations, man, he should just shut the fuck up. Just seriously, dude, just don't say anything, man. Plead the fucking fifth. That is your friend. Live by that code. So his explanation for Doomsday, and I go look this shit up online, and I'm not making any of this up. He's like, well, that's actually not really Doomsday. The real Doomsday is actually still out there somewhere. Why the fuck? Then why do you semi-give us Doomsday? And I say semi-give us, for any of you who've seen this fucking movie, there's a part in the trailer when you look at him, you're like, oh, that's kind of... Okay, he'll turn into Doomsday. Nope, never fucking happens. He gets a couple more spikes here and there. He never actually becomes the Doomsday we all know, but he still battles Superman.
Fucking
still
sucks.
Kills Superman. They both die just like in the comics. I don't understand, like, what was the fucking point? I'd like to sit down with Zack.
Not to mention, you call the title Dawn of Justice, and you expect to kill off Superman and have us believe it?
Why? We'll get to that. Why name something the name of a well-known character and then come out months later and say, well, it's not actually the Doomsday we all actually know. That Doomsday's still out there. Then why did you not give us that Doomsday? Why this fucking... Lord of the Rings troll, because that's what it is.
It is the
You've seen Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings. He's that fucking troll with spikes on. It's stupid as fuck. And the only thing that can kill this asshole is kryptonite. So go get the spear. Lois almost fucking drowns. Superman has to go save her. And then for some reason, even though he shouldn't have even been able to pick it up. But again, I didn't write this fucking thing. He's like, yeah, this could kill me too, but let me go stab it into instead of saying, hey, Batman, or hey,
he's a victim complex.
Can you guys, like, I'll distract him. Can you guys stab it? Batman could have from the back, just boom, bitch.
I don't think
No.
Batman could have gotten close because of the electrical waves. I think Batman not doing it makes sense, but it's 100% should have been
Dude.
Wonder Woman.
Again, if you're gonna go that route, then Superman shouldn't have been able to pick up the damn spear because
I agree.
it's
I
got
agree.
a giant shard of fucking kryptonite at the end.
Yeah, the writing of this movie is so
Not only
fucking
does he
bad.
pick it up,
It's-
he flies like at
Yeah.
full speed with it and stabs him in it, and then
I don't know if it's full
Doomsday-
speed, but yeah,
Da-
definitely like
Dooms-
enough strength. It's
Doomsday stabs him, and then he fucking dies.
so dumb.
It's again, I'm not the biggest Superman fan in the world, but I know you don't
Yeah.
kill off fucking Superman in your second movie. It just
Yeah.
when I saw that, I
And-
was like, I get what you're trying to do here, and I knew we were getting him back, but I was like, but it's
Yeah.
the second movie, bro. Like, what the fuck?
It's
are you
dumb
doing?
and because also with I'll get to that in a second, but with Doomsday in the comics, Superman and Doomsday have a one-on-one and they pretty much kill each other in a standstill. You have Wonder Woman, who in some iterations is on par if not stronger than Superman, and yet they fucking struggled. How? It just makes no sense. Her sword should be able. It's
Also, Batman
I
was
hate it.
gas bombing this asswipe, and he
It's-
was just
it's-
like,
yeah.
he was just like
It's just-
brushing it off. I'm
he
like,
shrugged it off. It's so
kryptonite.
dumb.
And then all he
But-
was doing, I understand that my boy isn't gonna be at these two Titans levels, Wonder Woman and
Yeah.
Superman. It's pretty much like, but what they had him doing was fucking. He was just like dodging electrical beams. He was like,
What else could he
grappling.
do? I do get like he should shooting the canisters, but
I get that, but what else can he do? That don't fucking have him there. I don't know. Have him in his little bat jet.
he
like,
should have gone in the Batwing and at least try to do something there. But he wasted all of his kryptonite on Superman. He didn't really have much else to do. I do agree the gas should have affected Doomsday more. It's just
It's
writing.
kryptonite.
The
And
writing.
according to you guys, kryptonite hurts Doomsday. Well, troll dame. It's
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
And with this movie, I feel like the biggest flaw of it, like we had the worshipping Superman, we had so many things in this movie that felt like there should have been a second Superman movie in between this movie. So in between Man of Steel and this movie, feels like there should have been another iteration, another time Superman went out by himself before this. That I felt like it would have felt a little bit better because the story of this movie just.
I'm
sucks.
okay with this being the second movie. Okay, so I have to say this. When this movie was announced, it was announced at Comic-Con. And the way it was announced was probably one of the coolest fucking things Zack Snyder's ever done. So he comes on stage, and he gets the dude that plays the general to read a line from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. And this dude gets on stage, and he's reading Batman's line. He's reading the quote that Batman tells Superman in that movie, where it's like, when you're alone, all by yourself, you'll remember the one man that beat you. And the fucking crowd went nuts. The lights go off, and then that emblem that Griffin's got in his back shows up. And Zack says nothing until like weeks later. He's like, yeah, it's Superman's going to be fighting Batman. I thought they're going to fight real quick. They're going to have an argument. And I just thought it's world's finest. It's what made sense. I was like, why the fuck would you put these two guys against each other?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be friends. They're going to figure shit out. They're going to like battle Lex Luthor. I really thought this was going to be a world's finest iteration. What we got instead was this roadmap for fucking, evil Superman sort of. We even get hints of it with the whole nightmare
Yeah,
sequence.
exactly. We should have
which
gone
I've never-
Injustice, not
I've never-
Darkseid.
I've never been a fan of fucking Injustice. I've read it. I've seen the animated movie, which is not that great.
For those who don't know, it's essentially just Superman runs the world as a dictatorship. That's essentially just the story.
Which we already have enough of, so why the fuck would we need Super? And it makes sense that Batman would not like that, but okay. I'll finish with this. There is a animated movie that connects to Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series that is far better than this fucking movie. Leaps and fucking bounds. And it does not have Wonder Woman in it.
Because she shouldn't have been there.
It's world's finest. And if you want to see Batman and Superman interact and have a good time, go watch that. It's just
absolutely.
leaps and bounds better. And that's what I'll close with. What could have been, man.
Absolutely. Let us know what you thought about Batman v Superman. If you enjoyed our review for this movie, you may enjoy our review for Man of Steel. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Take care, guys.